My name is Kat and I am a floor manager and camera operator. I'm actually a multi-skilled technical operator, but my main roles are floor managing and camera operating. So a typical day is never a typical day because we work in 24/7 all around the clock news. So our shifts range starting from 8 o'clock, starting then going till about 6, or 10 till 8. There's all sorts, even night shifts which start at 10 p.m. going till 8 a.m. So there's not really a typical day really here. It's ever changing because of breaking news situations. And yeah, so there's always recordings and there's always stuff to keep us busy. All the presenters are really lovely. I mean, they can have their off days like anyone can. They can be grumpy too. So, but it is liaising with them. So I'm very much a people person, which is a great sort of skill to have in my role as a floor manager. And so you do have to be a people person, and you have to be sort of nicely with them if they're not having a very nice day, or being complimentary and sort of helping them along. But it is really just helping them fulfill their role, because it's really hard to be a presenter, being in front of the camera and talking. So it's getting them water and just thinking in their shoes and just helping them a lot of the time anyway. So I went to Manchester Metropolitan University. Absolutely brilliant uni, really good dramatic facilities. They had a sort of theatre and really good spaces. So I was pleased that I went there actually, even though it isn't one of the drama unis. It was really good for getting into things like directing and doing things a little bit different. And then in my last year at uni, while I was doing as much work as I could, I still went out and did normal social things, but I really tried hard to fill out loads of job apps. But I did set my sights on the BBC, and I was always like, I really want to work at the BBC. And I did apply for jobs everywhere, but I was very lucky to have an interview with the BBC. My first job at the BBC here was as a allocator, which is admin basically, and it is basically I was the dressing room allocator and sort of the sparks who are electricians, and I basically did their rotas, for want of a better explanation. And for dressing rooms, I would say, oh, you know, this person's in this dressing room for this amount of time, and then it's free from this amount of time. So it was all planning and organising really. It was after a little while there that I suddenly saw an amazing floor manager called Carmilla Milne. She's the Blue Peter floor manager. She was just amazing, and she just commanded the attention of the whole room. And there's animals, and there's kids, and there's flamboyant presenters, and I was like, I want to be her. I want her job. It's amazing, and she's doing such a good job. I was like, that is what I want to do. One day, someone was sick and they couldn't cover it, and I said, I'm ready, I've watched them, I know what I'm doing, I've had a go, I can do it. And they let me do it, and thank God, I swam and I didn't sink, so it sort of all snowballed from there. Well, I'm quite into animals and nature. I volunteer at London Zoo in my spare time. I'm very passionate about nature and animals. I just love animals. I was very lucky enough last year to work on BBC Springwatch. I took 3 weeks out and worked at Springwatch, which was just amazing to be out in the wilds of Wales and just be amongst nature, just with me, my camera sometimes for hours, just up filming bumblebees or frogs or whatever was out there. I climbed Kilimanjaro last year with my best friend, who also works here as a director for the news. We went, obviously it's in Tanzania, and we sort of did test out a bit of our Swahili, which has completely escaped me now, but yeah, just little things, you know, like hello and thank you, and a lot of it I find quite interestingly with Swahili is a lot of it's from the Lion King. So like asante sana, squash banana, asante sana is thank you. So you do kind of think, oh, actually I do already know this. You know, there's times when my friends are all out on a Saturday night and I'm like, oh, I'm start at 6 in the morning, guys, I can't come out. And it's horrible. That's the kind of parts where you're like, do I love it that much? And 9 times out of 10 I go, yeah, I do love it, it's okay. But it's horrible sometimes when you miss out on things because you're at work, or there's, you know, friends are off to a gig and I can't go because I'm on a late shift, or that kind of part of it. And doing night shifts really messes with your body clock. So can make me really tired and a wee bit grumpy. Find out as much as you can about the industry. Try and find a name. That's really hard. I think I get a lot of people asking me, a lot of, like family, friends. Even I had my dad the other day saying there was one of his friends at work, his daughter was really keen to get into TV. And I said, yeah, no problem. Give her my email address. I'll give her as much advice. I'm happy to give advice to anyone because it is a tough industry to get into because it's popular, because it's so great. But it's worth it in the end. Then if your end goal is working for the BBC, well, I did it, so I'm sure anyone else can do it too.